Hi everybody, Debra and Bandit here, and I just wanted to follow up on my 2 a.m. insomniac video and a lot of what you all shared with me, and thank you for that. And so stay tuned, and I'm going to talk about Texas or bust and how I'm going to get there. Okay, first of all, let's talk about what all I've had done on the RV. I start talking and he never knows what I'm doing. He's like, Mom, who are you talking to? There's nobody here. But let's talk about what all I've had done on the RV. Because a lot of you have been asking, and I've never put that in one succinct place. So I actually couldn't remember, and I would have to go through all the receipts and everything, and I don't know what it means. So I got Robert to email me a list, and I'm just going to rattle it off. And then we're going to talk about my options for getting to Texas. And we're going to talk about my format of videos and answer some of your questions from my 2 a.m. insomniac cheese fries eating night. Okay, so far I have had replace the headlight. The headlight assembly has been replaced. The marker lights have all been repaired and replaced. Only 2 of the 11 worked, and so I upgraded those to LED. The pinion seal on the rear axle has been replaced. A universal joint has been replaced, but we're going to talk about that in a moment because that probably has to be redone. I've had new front brakes and rotors, a new front hub, a new RV door stop and grab bar installed. The roof has been completely resealed and painted. The gray tank dump valve was replaced with a nice vacuum valve, which I'm really enjoying. It makes it so much easier. And of course, y'all know the saga with the rooftop AC. That has been replaced and repaired twice. And also recently completely replaced the cabin AC system, and we think it now works. Underneath the engine, I also have new belts and hoses. The engine mounts were cracked and replaced. The sway bar bushings have been replaced, and an idler arm was replaced, and so much more. And I have an appointment next week, I think it is, to replace the remaining universal joints, and the drive shaft carrier bearings have to be replaced, and I'm going to a specialty shop for that. And then after all of that, I'll get a front end alignment. And hopefully at that point, Freebird will be ready and able to take Bandit and I down the road and get to Texas. And so part of the title of the video was, going to Texas or bust in an RV, a car, or maybe just hitchhike. And of course, I won't hitchhike. I'm being silly, but I may end up doing a tent. And here's why. We'll see. I'm hoping to drive my RV. So let's look at the pros and cons of taking my RV or my friend's car. And she has been so generous to transport that car to me since the Freebird wasn't running until Tom finished it just this weekend on Friday. And I really, really, really appreciate that. And now she has been so kind to call and say that I could take the car to Texas and back if I needed to. Because she saw my 2 a.m. insomniac video where I talked about I'm scared to drive the RV. So I wanted to point out the pros and cons for taking the RV versus her car. And as you know, I'm going to be going to Texas. I have family matters to take care of. And I have things I need to pick up. And I will be going to the Lollapalooza and practicing social distancing. And of course, all of that is around pandemic parameters and restrictions. And we'll be wearing a mask. And so I've got that going on. And I'm, like I said, I've been working diligently to get the RV repaired and to get her road ready for this trip. And I don't know whether to take the car or not. If I take the car, the pros and cons, of course, it's got better fuel efficiency, and I'd save hundreds on gas, to be honest with you. And it's Obviously, it's brand new, so it's more reliable. There's really no worries about breaking down in it, but I am driving somebody else's car, and so that's a little bit of a worry. The speed and the comfort, I used to drive a Harley, and it was a 2003 anniversary model, and I took that thing to Sturgis and back twice, and I drove it everywhere. And I can tell you that driving a motorcycle is a lot more tiring than riding a car. And driving an RV is more tiring. Even driving a cargo van is more tiring than driving a luxury car. So the speed and the comfort of driving the car is a factor. It would be easier, more comfortable, and faster. Then there's the sleeping in the car, because if I'm going to pay for a hotel, I might as well take the RV, right? So I can't afford that. So I will be sleeping in the car. The seats fold down, but when coming back, I'm going to have all my stuff with me, and I won't be able to sleep flat. I would be just like at a rest area or something, leaned back, and I can do that. But that's not as comfortable as being in my own bed, obviously. And then too, when I'm camping at Cedar Hill State Park, I would need to take a tent with me, or I might have my nephew and niece. I gave them my big, huge 6-foot-tall tent when I left in my camper van 5 years ago, and I might borrow that from them and get them to meet me there. But either way, Bandit and I would be in a tent for at least those 2 weeks. And not to mention being displaced every night, if I stayed at a hotel, or if I stayed at a family member's, and with COVID and everything, I'm just not really comfortable with that. And I don't want to put other people in that position. And I don't do well being displaced. That's why this lifestyle works so great for me, is because I have all of my stuff with me all of the time, which leads me to the pros and cons of if I take the RV. So, I get to camp in comfort and convenience. My home is here. Everything Bandit and I need, and all that I do is right here in the RV all the time, including his stuff, his food, my bed, anyway. And there's plenty of space now that I've redone it and have that back part open to bring all of my stuff back from Texas. I don't have a rush on the trip. I can camp and cook in here and take my showers and everything along the way. I can pull over on the side of the road to use the restroom. I don't have to do public restrooms. I mean, my home is with me. The fuel efficiency, she gets 8 to 10 miles to the gallon versus 25 to 30 in the car. So it's going to cost me 2/3 the cost, or whatever that turns out to be. More anyway. And of course, then there's the concerns about the breakdowns and trouble on the road. But I have done my due diligence to make sure that she is road ready. I have a mechanic that I trust, and he says that he thinks everything is done in her that needs to be done. Gonna go get this drivetrain part taken care of. I already have an appointment the last week of September to get the alignment done. And so at some point, I have to drive her. I have to see if she works. And, she's a slower pace. Freebird's more like Bertha Butt, like I shared in my Insomnia video. But, she lumbers along. She doesn't do grades very well. But between Nevada and Texas, there aren't that many grades. There are around Flagstaff. I'm going to be like one of those 18-wheelers on the far right lane that people just have to go around, and I'll have to put my blinkers, my flashers on, because she will not do, she slows down to like 25 and 30 on hills. So anyway, those are the pros and cons. I really don't see me going without my home being with me, but I have my great, wonderful friend Lynn that has offered her car and offered us to do that. And so we will be taking all of that into consideration, and I will let you know. If I take the car, I'm not going to hitchhike, but I will be doing tent camping. You want down, buddy? Okay, say bye to everybody first. Say, we'll see you. Bye. Okay, I'll put you down. Hold on. Okay, and that leads me to, you guys, we talked about whether or not, I love all of the comments that I got from everybody about don't do edited videos, don't, just do the real raw you. And first of all, I want to say thank you all for your wonderful comments. And I always am me, whether I have makeup on, whether it's 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm cooking cheese fries or whatever I'm doing, or whether I'm sharing my TBI moments with you from my brain injury. Whatever I'm doing, that is me. I'm never fake. I'm never forcing anything. Some people kind of hurt my feelings, about don't force things and quit being fake. And I'm like, I'm not ever fake. Yeah, I am. I kind of like Popeye Spinach Man. I am what I am, and that's what y'all get. And I will do more of the. Some people have mentioned don't do scripts. But I have a brain injury. It's hard for me to remember what to say and what not to say. And especially if I'm sharing something with you, like when I'm downsizing, or if I'm sharing something with you like I just did about what all's been done on the RV, I can't do that from memory. I will never be able to. And then there are times when I want to show you something that I've done throughout my day, or like when I start traveling again, I want to show you my travel day. Maybe I went here and then here and then here. And I can't do all of that in one shot. It'd be like a 20-hour long video. So there's going to have to be some editing. But I appreciate the feedback and everything that I got so much. And I am going to try to do more just talking to you and bandits in the back playing. And I meant it when I said in my Insomnia 2 a.m. video that I'm just going to have to put up whatever's coming to me from the heart. And however my channel does is however it does, and I'm not going to worry about that. And I never meant to indicate that I was doing anything for just the money. I've not ever done that. But it takes as much work for a channel that has 100,000 subscribers as it does for a channel that has 10,000 subscribers, and it takes as many hours. And for those of you that think you're watching videos on other channels and they didn't edit them, you're wrong. There's only one person I know of that puts up videos straight from his phone and doesn't edit them at all, and that's Rusty 78609. And hi, Rusty, my dear friend. And so, I will find my way on my channel, and I just want to say I appreciate you being here with me no matter what that looks like. And I am so grateful to each and every one of you, and thank you. I just wanted to do an update, let you know that I did get some rest. I'm still not sleeping, and I haven't finished my writing assignment, so I have to get back to that because it's due to my writing partner before I go to bed Tuesday night. So anyway, hope y'all are having a great day. Thought I'd check in with you, and we'll see you down the road, everybody. Bye.